Okay, we'll get started in about 1 minute. Just got to sort a couple of things out and we'll get cracking. So hello, welcome to the stream. Just going to be having a look at the DLC that's going to be coming out on Thursday. I've got a press copy, so some of the stats are subject to change, but I thought it'd be useful just to go through and just have a look at the 4 new divisions, see what's in them, have a look at some of the new units in the game. And maybe you can let me know what you think, or if you want to look at anything in particular as well if you end up watching the stream. I'll repeat this message again like every 30 minutes. Hopefully we'll get a few people to join over that time. So let's have a look at the first. Well, first of all, to tell you what's coming, what is going to be in the DLC. Basically, there is a new game mode, a new conquest game mode called Closer Conquest or Closer Combat or something, in which you can deploy your units very close to the front line. So you can deploy your AT guns out, you can deploy your infantry in buildings close to the front line, not actually at the front line, but very close. So it's gonna well, I'm not quite sure what it's gonna do. We're gonna have to wait and see and test it out and see how the community reacts to that one. Apart from that, there's gonna, if you want to pay for it, there's a new DLC. The game mode, new game mode, is of course a freebie. But the new DLC is a paid for affair. I think it's $7.99, I think, on Steam, and you get 4 new divisions, the two Axis divisions and 2 Allied divisions. And I'm actually going to start recording this as well, so I can put some videos up on YouTube. So, okay, right. So the 2 new Allied divisions is a British one, and called the, we'll have a look at those 2 first. We've got the British one, which is a really unusual one, something completely different in Steel Division, completely different than any other of the divisions that have been in before. The 1st SS Commando Brigade, and as you can see, first of all, in the 3 phases, you get 100 combat in the first phase, which is a lot more, one of the highest, only comparable to the French in the Allied section. And then you get a relatively low income in phase B, and as we go through the units and have a look at the units, you'll see that you really are going to struggle in B, look at using the SSB Commando Brigade. And then in phase C, you go up, way up to 160 points. I think that's every minute, isn't it, in phase C, and you get some nice units. There are some nice units in B as well, but just not many, and you can't get many of them in B. And as we go through, you'll see that's the case. There's also the, we'll have a look at the SSB first. Also though, we've got the, where is it, the 4th Armoured, where is it, the 4th Armoured, there's the 4th Armoured. The 4th Armoured Georgie boys. So they're kind of a more standard kind of armoured deck. Got the Hellcats in there, we'll have a look at those later on. And also got some absolutely awesome artillery, some long-range artillery at last for the Allies, to combat those long-range artillery that the Germans have in phase B and phase C. The Americans have brought some in to at least match them as far as range and firepower is concerned. So that's going to be interesting to use those as well. As far as the Axis are concerned, we've got another Panzer division, the 12th SS, oh sorry, where are we? The 9th Panzer Schnell division. These, I've had a quick look, not too overwhelmed with this Panzer division, to be honest. It's more of a spammy kind of Panzer division, a little bit like the USA decks, really, and and some of the other Allied decks. A bit more spammy, not as armoured, not as many, no big tanks, no Koenigs Tigers or big Tigers or anything like that. No, do get Jagdpanzers, but not till phase C. We'll have a look at those as well, maybe if we get time today. I'm intending to stream today for maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours. I want to definitely go through the 2 Allied divisions and also show off the new game mode, probably using the British, because I really want to play that British deck. It's going to play completely different than any of the other decks, or so I keep saying decks, battle groups that are in the game so far. And then the other new German division is the Luftwaffe, which is again another really interesting one. Lots of points in A and B, not quite so many in phase C, but as you can imagine, lots of airborne units, lots of juicy aircraft, including some really interesting units such as the off-board airborne artillery, which is comes in an aircraft. So the aircraft's going to be spotting, and you can drop your off-board wherever your aircraft is spotting. And by the way, there's an absolutely awesome off-board artillery piece for the Brits as well, which we'll have a look at shortly. So let's go back and we'll have a look at the Allies. We'll have a look at the Brits first. If you've got any comments, just whack it down in the comments section, and I'll try and keep an eye on, I've got 2 computers running, I'll try and keep an eye on the other computer. I'm trying to keep an eye on Twitch and on YouTube as well, although I can't even see the comments section on the, why is that, on the YouTube. Anyway, I'll do my best, but I'm sure you're here just to see the units anyway. Anyhow, so let's first of all go for, where are they, the Brits. So let's create a new battle group. First SS, and first thing to notice is you only get 34 activation points, which is a lot less than any of the other divisions in the game. So you're going to have to be really choosy, and if you're in a long game, believe me, you are going to run out of units with this division. And it's going to be quite difficult, I think, to play this in 10v10s as well, with the lack of units. And even the units you do have, they are very, very good units. They're all many, many elite units in this division, but you don't get many per card when you have elite units and veteran units. So you can have less activation points, and you're going to have less units as well, but you're going to have all those elite units. So let's get in. This is what you want to see. We'll have a look at the recon unit. Only one new unit, I think, a couple of new units here. So first of all, we've got the Scout 30 AUT. I'm not sure what AUT stands for. If anyone knows, just whack it in the comments and let the other people know. But fairly standard kind of 4-man reconnaissance unit. Got smoke though, if you need smoke. So if you're spotted, you can pop a bit of smoke and try and get the hell out of there. So that's could be quite useful. Notice first of all as well in the Scouts tab, no AT units, and this division is really poor for anti-tank warfare. So just think about that as we're going through the units as well. Then we've got this little thing. This is new. This is the Morris LRC. Funny looking thing. It's got RN on the side. I'm not sure what that stands for, whether it stands for Royal Navy. I'm not sure. And I'm also not sure what this funny thing on the side here is. If anyone knows, look at the air intake or something. It's not a weapon, I don't think. It's got 2 weapons. It's got it's got a little canonette. I don't know what you would call that. It's like an assault rifle or something. I'm not quite sure exactly what that is, but it's got 3. It's like an anti-tank rifle is kind of what it is, mounted on a little armoured vehicle. 3 AP power, accuracy of 5, a fairly high rate of fire, I guess. What it can be used for, I guess, taking down lightly armoured vehicles and stuff like that. 800 metre range though, not too shabby. And it's got a little machine gun there to go with it. So that's the first of the new units. Then we've got the Recce 30 AU, coming in a Hummer Mark III. The Hummer Mark III, again, an okay kind of support vehicle to bring in at the beginning of a game in phase A, and you'll see that this deck is heavy with phase A and a little machine gun to go with it, and a 2-man recce squad there, but fairly expensive, I guess, for reconnaissance at the start of a game for 60 points. Then we've got in phase B, we've got the Recce 30AU once again, and then we've got the Staghounds. We've all seen the Staghounds before. I tend not to bring these in too much, only because they come in later in the game, and I tend to bring most of my recon in at the start. Not that these are terrible, they're actually quite well armoured little trucks, although they are reasonably expensive at 90 points. And then we can move on and have a look at the infantry. Now, the infantry is where it starts getting interesting. We have all elite units. Every single one in phase A and in phase B are elite. Start off with the commando leaders. They're fairly standard commanders with the TNT as well. And then we move on to the commando assault. Now these are new, I believe. 6-man squads for just 25 points for elite is pretty okay, with 3 Sten guns, 3 Thompsons, and the TNT once again for close quarters combat. Then we've got Commando Fuzz Marines. Again, not sure what the Fusilier Marines may be. These ones are an unusual strength of 11. I don't know if I've seen 11 strength infantry squads in the game before, but 11 strength squad. This is kind of one of the mainstay infantry. Again, only 25 points. It seems quite cheap, but do bear in mind, of course, if there's a few people just started watching, that these stats are subject to change before Thursday, because this is the beta version, the press build, so just bear that in mind as well. But 25 points. None of these come in support vehicles, by the way. The Marines and the Commando Assault, so the leaders come in a little Willys Jeep. Again, that won't be used as a support vehicle because it's got no weapon. So these are just infantry on their own. Then we've got Commando Supports. These have the 3 Lee Enfields, Sten, and a couple of Vickers machine guns. 6-man squads at elite once again. And then we've got the Commando 6s. These are quite interesting because they get the M1 Garand, which can fire on the move. So all the other infantry, I don't believe their guns can fire on the move, but the M1 Garand can fire on the move in the Commando 6s, and that is a 6, as you might expect, a 6-man squad with a little Lee Enfield there as well. So that is all of your Phase A infantry, and you can see you don't get a lot, but they're all elite, and you're going to have to kind of look after them, I guess. In B, it's kind of, and B and C, it's kind of, well, in B at least, it's kind of more of the same. You can get some more commando leaders, we've already talked about those. You can get Vickers, heavy machine guns, again at elite. These look fairly decent, 600 meter range. We've all seen the Vickers before in game, but you can get a set of 4 of those at elite, and you can get 2 sets of those if you really want them. Might be good for positioning, like in the front line, just to stop those infantry and light vehicle pushes forward. And then we've got the Raw Marines. Now I like the look of these. These don't come until B, but they are only 30 points, no support vehicle, but only 30 points, 11-man squads, but you've got anti-tank weapons at last with these guys. So yeah, so you've got 4 shots, anti-tank weapon, a range of 200, which isn't too bad. It is the Pt1, I know. Yeah, I know, but it's got an accuracy of 6. And was the accuracy 6 before? I can't quite remember, but the accuracy doesn't look so bad as it used to be. You only get 4 shots, but 7 rounds per minute rate of fire as well, but 200 meter range. That is your only anti-tank weapons in the infantry tab in Phase A and Phase B. And then in Phase C, it's more of what we've already seen. Loads of really cheap Bren groups, if you want to bring those in, and some fairly cheap Assault Pioneers for some close quarters stuff, if you need those as well. So, moving on. I should be making a deck, really, shouldn't I? Should we actually make a deck while I go through? So I think in the A tab, we're definitely going to be taking... I don't really... No, not really. We'll take some Scout AUTs. I might come back to that, and we'll take one of the new Morrises just so that we can have a look at that. Because I think it's the Brits I'm going to play a game with once we've had a look at the 2 Allied decks. Infantry-wise, I'm definitely going to be taking some Vickers in Phase B, and also those Raw Marines, which are amazing. And I'm going to take quite a lot of infantry in A because this is our strength. The infantry is our strength, so I'm going to take a bit of everything so we can have a look at all of the units as they come in. Commando leaders, did I get some of those? Yes. Support. Probably take some more assault troops and some more support troops. Might fill that last slot up later. Again, we've only got 34 points. Moving on to the tanks. Tanks, really weak. Really weak for this division. As you might expect with the commandos, you've just got some Sherman DDs, which you can bring in Phase A, and as they are a Phase A tank, they might be worth bringing out in Phase A. They can do pretty well in Phase A, so I'll just grab one of those actually while I'm thinking about it. Then you've got Sherman 5s in Phase B, bristling with machine guns, but as a Phase B tank, not overpowerful, have got an AP of 5 and a front armour of 11, so can kind of hold their own, I guess, in Phase B, but I'll leave them out for now, again, because of the activation points that we're allowed with the Brits. You've also got some commandos, and again, so commanders, and again in this deck, if we look at the infantry tab, we have got just one set of commanders that we can pick through, and the tanks, one set of commanders. So if you're struggling for commanders, I'm not going to put them in at the moment, might come back, but if you're struggling for commanders, you might want to go for maybe a Churchill. It is a Phase C, 180 points, very good armour. The firepower lets it down, of course, a little bit, but it's pretty robust tank. But also, it's very, I find these are, well, these are, I don't find they are, they're very slow on a large map, very, very slow. Support-wise, well, I think it might be better to do artillery before support. No, we'll do support. First thing to have a look at, I think, go straight for these things. The Centaur 5s. These look pretty decent. They're kind of like the Cromwell equivalent for this particular battle group. We've got 1200 meter range, 13 HE power on the main gun, and a machine gun to go along with it. So think Cromwell, really. This is you can use this for taking out AT guns and the like in Phase A if you can spot them with your recon, and they are vetted up as well. You can get some ducks in A if you want a supply vehicle with a fairly high amount of supply at 15,000 if you want a duck in Phase A as well. The Centaurs has a veteran, but you can get elite ones as well. I forgot about that. Yeah, and for me, I think I would probably go for 2 elite Centaur 4s in this deck rather than going for the veteran ones, because you've got a lot of slots in support. You haven't got many activation points, so you might as well take the best units that you can take in the support tab as far as the Centaurs. And I don't know what you'd do with 4 Centaurs. 2, I think, plenty, and of course you can bring them out in A. Got dingoes. I'll take a set of dingoes only because I think we're going to be short of commanders in this deck, and they'll be useful for sitting by artillery and mortars just to make it fire a little bit quicker and be a little bit, perhaps be a bit more accurate. You can then, that's it for B, and as you can see, not much in B. Then in C, more ducks if you want more supply. We'll have a look at the artillery, which is your main supply things that the main thing that needs supply really in this particular deck. And then we've got, not until Phase C can we get the AVREs and the crocodiles. I don't see many people using the crocs anymore. They are quite expensive for what they are, and especially bringing them out in not until Phase C, I can't see many people, especially with the availability restrictions on this deck, bringing out crocodiles in Phase C. Perhaps AVREs might be useful. Would have thought you might have been able to get them in B, but this deck is designed to be good in A and C and not in B, as we've already discussed. Then moving on to the anti-tank, again, it's a bit weak and a bit late, to be honest. You have got commando tank busters with the Pt1s. It's got 2 Pt1s though, it's got double Pt1. So 2 Pt1s this time, so I guess they both fire at the same time, and they're going to be much more likely to kill the unit you're firing at. Whereas I think those ones in the, was it in the recon tab? No, where were they? I can't remember now. In the infantry tab, were just single, weren't they? Yeah, that was just a single Pt1. So we've got double Pt1s in the anti-tank tab. They're not over expensive at 20. They come in a little Willys Jeep as well. Can be used for a bit of fast support with a little machine gun on it. So they might actually be useful. They are also elite, 2 stars. So yeah, 2 Pt1s firing, both elite. They might actually be useful now. 35 points in total, 20 for the Pt1s. And then after that, you got nothing. No anti-tank weapons in B at all. And then in C, you can get a bunch of 6-pounders But by sea, the 6-pounders, unless you're really kind of good at placing your anti-tanks and good at microing your anti-tank guns, then these are going to be of limited use. I mean, I'm not the greatest micro player in the world, so for me, getting 6-pounders out in phase C is probably going to be a no-no with their limited range and me not being brilliant at microing my units around too much. Then we've got the 17-pounders. Now I love the 17-pounders because, well, I love the Cromwells actually with the 17-pounder propped on top because they're mobile. But if you can't get Cromwells, get 17-pounders because they can block any road, hold the enemy up, and there's not so many of them, so it's not too bad to micro these backwards and forwards between the hedgerows and behind the hedgerows and just pop them out when they're needed. And then we've got some Wolverines. I quite like these as well. They have got a 1,200 meter range, and I'm using like tank busters and Wolverines quite a lot in the Allied decks now. They are useful if you can bring them out in a pack of 3 or 4, stun the enemy with your aircraft, and then bring your Wolverines or your tank busters forward to take out those pesky Axis tanks that are so difficult to take down. And you know, they are. People do complain, but they're only half the price, or a third, almost a third of the price of some of the German tanks. So you know, you're going to outnumber them for sure. And and again, if you are a player that's good at microing, and you know you're getting one of these panicked, you can pull it back, bring another one forward, etc. Moving on to the anti-air units, it's pretty standard stuff, but not a lot of it. But you can get a fair amount out in A, and you can also get the Bofors in A, which is quite a powerful anti-air unit to be able to have in phase A. Got some Staghounds. Probably useful in smaller games, not so useful in bigger games or in 10v10s, but good in smaller games. You can bring. They're not too expensive, and they're quite good against infantry. Again, if you're decent at microing, they've got the heavy machine gun on top to take down those infantry and stun those, and even take down those light vehicles as well. And then once again, nothing in B at all, and then loads of Bofors in C. Nothing vetted up though, nothing elite. Just your regular anti-air units. Artillery wise, yeah, I know you're all looking forward to the Morris LRC off-board artillery. We'll come to that in a second, and I've seen it in action and it's pretty awesome. First of all, we've got 2 sets of mortars we can get in A. I don't like these short range mortars of 700 meters. You just have to get them too close, and they're really vulnerable to counter artillery, counter mortar fire. Things like Panzerdivision, and you know, they just get too close to front line and are easily taken out. Although, having said that, again, if you're good at microing, they are only 40 points each, and I think you get 4 of them. Yeah, you get 4 of them as well. I'm not filling my deck up, am I? We'll do that later. Let's just have a look at the units. And then we've got the longer range mortars. I much prefer these. They're nearly twice as much, I know. You only get 2 per deck, but the range is what does it for me. They are they are more. Hold on, let's have a look at the HE. Yeah, they're more than twice as powerful, HE of 10 compared to 4. But I just like the range. I just really like the range of these things. Then we've got the off-board in B. So it's the I'll call it the Royal Navy truck. I don't know what it is, whether it is Royal Navy or what. I guess it is Royal Navy because I believe that these are rocket artillery and they are called in from ships. So I guess it must be Royal Navy, and it's got the navy blue as well. And this thing has a huge diameter where it takes effect. Whether you call it an area of effect, I'm not sure. It's actually got it blanked out there. But I mean, when I say huge, if you think of the off-board artillery that's in the game at the moment, you can probably quadruple that area. You can eliminate a town, and even if you're teamed up with somebody else, you can eliminate probably half the map with this thing. The downside is it's 200 points, you only get 1, and you only get 3 goes with it. But when you see this thing in action, and I'm hoping to show this off later, then you'll see it just looks absolutely amazing in action. They've done a really good job with that. I'm sure we'll get complaints on the forum about it being OP maybe, but it is 200 points, you only get 1 and you only get 3 shots. Then we've got the good old favourites, the 25 pounders. Decent range of 2,400, 12 AP and HE rounds as well. and can fire smoke. Do a bit of everything. The downside to these really is just they're not very mobile, and once they get counter-batteried, it's really quite difficult to get them out of the way and move them around the map with any amount of ease. Then we've got some more off-board. We've got the Churchills, the ubiquitous British tank, the Churchill. Off-board, I think we've seen these before, 120 points. You can get 2 of those in Phase C. Moving on to the aircraft, we have another new unit, the Wildcat V bomber, well, light bomber, yeah. So 2 45 kilogram bombs. I tend not to use these light bombers much, but I might try them out a little bit now. We've got some new versions of them. It's got 4 machine guns as well, so can kind of defend itself a little bit, and can, I guess, be used as a bit of a dogfighter as well if needs be. Then we've got this thing, the Seafire L111. This is a recon, sorry, this is, yeah, a recon plane. It's quite expensive, 150 points, but also it's very fast, and it doubles up as a fighter as well. So you've got a recon plane and a fighter, and it's fast, all for 150 points in Phase A. And I've tried this out in one game, and they're pretty good in Phase A, because the enemy really has got to invest in a fighter, probably 2 fighters, to take this down. Then we've got in Phase A, we've got the Hellcat. So we've got a rocket plane, which is available in Phase A. And this is much better than having them in kind of B and especially in C, because these things tend to take quite a long time to rearm. And if you can get one out in A, it just means that you're going to be able to use it throughout the game. Now, it is expensive for Phase A at 200 points, and that might put a lot of people off, especially in smaller games. But maybe in a 10v10 you might want to bring this thing out at the start, because you will be able to use it throughout the game as long as you can keep it alive. So a nice little rocket plane there. Well, not a little rocket plane, a big rocket plane. Then in Phase B, we've got the proper fighter, shall we say. We've got a Seafire F1. Is this? Hang on a minute. Yeah, the Seafire F111. And if we compare that to the Seafire in Phase A, you can see this is kind of your proper dogfighter, or fairly fast again, but not as fast as the Seafire. What the Seafire trades off, it trades off its 2 of its machine guns. So the Seafire F111, you can see, has got 4 heavy machine guns, whereas the Seafire's got 2. Trades it off for its camera really, and it makes it a little bit lighter, I guess, which means it can go a little bit faster. So there's a nice fighter in Phase B, and it is vetted up as well. In Phase B, you can also get another one of the Recon Seafires as well if you want another one. Then in Phase B, we have got some aircraft we can bring out in Phase B, which is good because we ain't got much else we can bring out in Phase B apart from that artillery piece with this division. You got your Hellcat 1s. There they are in all their glory. More bombers. Won't speak too much about them because I don't know too much about the bombers because I tend not to use them too much. What else have we got? We've got the Hellcat 1s as well. More rocket planes. If you want to bring out rocket planes in B, I guess it's still useful to bring them out in B. They still kind of have fair longevity. You can still get them reloaded a few times and use them throughout the game. And then in C, we've got more of the fighters, the Seafire F111s, and a couple more Hellcat 1s as well. So that is the first SSB Commando Brigades. So let's get out of there, and the next one that we're going to have a look at, just quit out of there. Oops, quit out of there. Discard that. Just get rid of it. And we're going to have a look at the 4th. Create allies. We're going to have a look at the 4th Armoured George's Boys next, I think. Let me just give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to check out, because I'm not seeing any comment. I don't know if you have commented at all, but I can't see the comments anyway on my screen, so I'll just have to have a quick check. So if you do want to ask anything, please do. I can see the comments on Twitch, but I can't see the comments on YouTube at the moment. So just let me have a little fiddle around for a second. Okay. Sorry about this, give us a second to sort this out. Okay, I think that's better now. Right, so let's move on and have a look at the 4th Armoured Georgie Boys. Let's head off into the Recon tab first of all. I don't think I was anything too special except that there are a couple of new units. First of all, let's have a look at these. We've got the Recon units, 2-man squad, nothing too special in the Jeep with a 30 caliber cal machine gun. And then we've got a new unit, the Bantam. Funny looking little thing. It's just, but it is toting a reasonable weapon. It's got a heavy machine gun, a 50 caliber machine gun. Just the usual for a 50 cal. Little bit of armor, nothing to shout home about. Just a little bit on the front there and on the side. So the Bantam in phase A. Optics, I didn't check the optics. Optics is actually high. But stealth, as with all the vehicles, isn't brilliant, so it will probably be spotted fairly easily, but you can get 5 of them in A. Then we've got cavalry scouts in A as well. No vehicle with these. Oh, hold on, yes we do. We get quite a nice vehicle with them actually. We get a 50 cal toting Jeep with the cavalry scouts, so that's quite useful. And the cavalry scouts as well have a bazooka. So they look quite useful. Now they are fairly expensive, I guess, for a phase A recon unit at 50. But as you get a bazooka, you get a 6-man recon squad, and you get a 50 cal machine gun in a Jeep, which are quite quick at getting to the front line on the roads, at least. Then that looks like quite a useful unit to have in phase A. Then we've got some more recon. This time 2-man squads. This time though in the M20. The M20 is a very, very nice vehicle. You've got more heavy machine gunnage up front, up top, and also a bit of armor this time, whereas in the Jeep you're just not getting the armor. But this one's got a bit of armor, so it's going to take a little bit of punishment. Another 50 cal machine gun in phase A. So you are bristling with 50 cals with the Americans so far, and you'll see later on you're going to get even more of these things. Moving on to phase B, we've got some cavalry, more cavalry scouts, and then a load of M8s. Again, bristling with guns, take down light vehicles, lightly armoured tanks, even mow down. If you manage to micro it within range of all the guns blazing, you're going to mow down infantry units with this thing as well. So yeah, nothing really amazing though. The only really new unit is really the Bantam, that little thing. Moving on to the infantry. Pretty standard stuff for the 4th Armoured. We've got some leaders. I'm not going to go through these in too much detail because I think most people, if you play the game, have seen these already. Arm leaders. Then you've got your standard rifles for your 20 points there, coming in the just in the normal trucks. 12-man squads though, so fairly robust, cheap, spammy type unit. Then you've got the LMG rifles, which I think, are they in the game already? I think they are, but they come in a, whoops, let's just get that up. They come in a little vehicle with yet another heavy machine gun propped up top. If you want yet another one, 55 points for those though, so a little bit more expensive, mainly because of the M3A1HT truck with the machine gun on top. Then in phase B, got some engineer units at this time with the satchel charges, TNT, frag grenades, whatever you want to call them. Engineers, more engineers in B, more armed leaders in B, lots more armed rifles. I like these because again they've got the anti-tank weapon just to help out a bit. The bazookas with the 200-meter range and 10 strength on those as well, and then you can get some heavy machine guns, more heavy machine guns if you want them. These won't fire at aircraft. Of course the 50 cals will fire at aircraft, which makes them very useful in phase A as well. These ones won't, but I don't think these will fire at aircraft. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they do. No infantry in phase C. All the infantry for this deck come in phase A and B. They're all kind of you can get a lot of infantry for an armoured deck, quite cheap infantry as well. And then we come to the tanks. First thing we'll notice is we've got a reskinned, I think, Abrams. So I'll let you have a look at that. So we've got the nice logo on the side. So the Thunderbolt 5. Now I can't remember. It is famous for something. If anyone in the comments in watching knows, you can write it in the comments. I'm not sure exactly what it's famous for, but it's one of the skinned ones. So it looks pretty nice. Looks pretty nice. It's a decent tank as well for Phase A. It's quite expensive, 130. It is a commander though, so if you want to bring this out in Phase A, it means you've already got a commander on the field, as long as you can look after it and keep it alive. 3 machine guns, including a heavy machine gun, and the gun as well, which is not an amazing rate of fire at 6, but it's got a main gun on top with an AP power of 10. Then we've got your spam tank, the M5A1, fast on the road, reasonably fast off the road, 3 machine guns and a little cannon as well. And you can just get an amazing amount of them, or you can get slightly less, but still a lot at veteran as well, if you'd rather have those. Then we've got in phase, sorry, that's in phase, oh sorry, my apologies, that's in phase B, the spammy tank. And then also in phase B, they've got the M4A1. Again, bristling with machine guns, including yet more heavies, and an OK cannon, OK armour, kind of just an OK tank. Nothing special, nothing really to write home about. And then in B also, we've got probably one of my favourite favourite of the American tanks, the M4A176 version. It is one of the most expensive of the American tanks at 180 points, but it's a decent one. You get the 3 machine guns as standard, but you get 13 AP, which can make all the difference. And really, it's the range I'm looking at. 1200 meter range, whereas a lot of the German tanks, American tanks have only got 1000 meter range. This has got 1200, which means it can kind of match some of the later game Axis tanks, German tanks, for range. Not quite for power, but certainly for range. And it's a little bit weakly armoured though. And then in phase C, we can get more M4A1s. I'm not sure quite how useful they'll be in phase C unless you're good at microing them around the blockage country or around villages and stuff, so that you can snipe the enemy. Rather, you don't want to be trading at long distance with these things against the Axis. So limited kind of uses in phase C, I think, for the M4A1. Then we've got the Rhino. By the way, we are coming to the Hellcats in a minute, believe me. They're pretty good. So we've got the Rhino, the M4A1 Rhino. This is your kind of heavily armoured tank for the Americans. Comes in phase C. And again, you can get a lot of them. They're not expensive. And these are just going to have to be your bullet sponges for your other tanks, I guess, to come up behind. Maybe you can put these in front and bring the M4A176s up behind them. Let these soak up the damage with their 12 front armour, because they're not the most powerful phase C tank in the game, the Rhinos. And you can get a commander, a veteran commander in there as well, if you really want one. Moving on to the support vehicles. In phase A, let's have a look at these first. You can get some more M20s, more commands, so you kind of, whereas the Brits had hardly any commands in their division, the Americans seem to have a lot of commanders in their division. You can get these guys out if you want a commander. If you don't need any extra commanders, just go for the standard, go for the infantry in the 50 cal toting vehicles rather than getting a commander. But if you want a commander, you can bring these out in the support tab. Also, you can bring out supply if you want some supply for your artillery, which we'll have a look at very shortly. And then also in A, we've got the M8 cavalry. Now these things are absolutely bristling with armaments in phase A, including all the machine guns that you might expect with these American vehicles, and a nice little cannon as well. Phase A, you can get them at normal, and you can get them at veteran as also. Then we've got the M8 Scott, 80 points. I tend not to use these too much, but again, they've got the big machine gun. All these things are useful against aircraft as well as against infantry. And I guess if you get these things in a good position, the only reason I don't go for these too much is there's other things I want to take instead of them, not because they're no good. Depends on your play style, I guess, because these things can be very good against infantry light vehicles even kind of anti-tank weapons if you can sneak up and get a couple of shots on them. Then we've got a lot of kind of support vehicles that are good against, good with the HE rounds really. We've got some M4 105s. Again, nice range, 1,200 meters, and lots of machine guns. 10 front armor as well. In fact, I haven't really noticed these two. Actually, these are really good. I didn't really notice these before. They're a Phase A. Yeah, these are pretty good. Phase A, 130 points, 1,200 meter range. What's the rate of fire? 5, which isn't too amazing. But you've got the machine guns as well, and that 10 front armor. Pretty nice, actually. Support vehicle for Phase A for the Americans there. And then in Phase B, we've got the another commander, the M8 Command, once again. Kind of talked about that to death already. We've got the M4 105s, 12, which was talked about already. You can get 2 of those in B as well. And then in C, we've got a new vehicle. So let's have a look at this. This is a support vehicle, of course. Carries around your ammo and your logistics supplies. 7,500 supply, which isn't the most supply. How does it compare to the GMC? Yeah, slightly less. So it doesn't carry masses of supply, but it's armoured. And I don't know if I've seen an armoured supply vehicle in the game before, but yep, you can get an armoured supply vehicle. 7,500, 4 front, 4 side, 2 back. It is still open top, so it's still going to be vulnerable to artillery and the like. But I guess if it's armoured, you won't feel it's quite such a risk, perhaps, to send it much closer to the front line to resupply any units at the front line that might need resupplying. So yeah, a nice little unit there added to the game. Moving on to have a look at the anti-tank weapons, and this is where we get to have a look at the Hellcat. But first of all, standard stuff, you can get your bazookas. The Americans are quite well endowed with anti-tank. I'm not sure whether you'd go with the bazooka as part of your support loadout, but you may well, and you can get some in A, or you can get some veterans in A as well. The veteran ones, though, if you want to get some bazookas out in A, do come once again in the machine gun toting M20. You can also get your standard 57mm anti-tank guns, well, pretty good for Phase A, 57mm anti-tank guns. And then what we want to have a look at is the Hellcat. Here it is. And it's pretty awesome because it's in Phase A, and you can get 2 of these guys in Phase A. AP of 13, HE of 10, and a heavy machine gun with some, not a lot, paper thin really, let's face it, paper thin armour, but it's in Phase A. I mean, it's just amazing. You can just bring one of these, and if you can get those AT guns spotted, you can pop them with your HE, you can pop tanks with your AP, you can pop light vehicles, you can take on infantry, you can stun planes. I mean, what can you not do in Phase A with this for 100 points? And you can get 2 of them. And I can see a lot of players bringing out a couple of these in Phase A for the 4th Armoured Georgie boys. In Phase B, we've got more anti-tank guns. You also get a little machine gun toting truck with these as well if you want, or you can get them, oh, they're all coming in trucks actually, yeah, you can get 4, or you can get 2 in veteran, and then in B you can get 3 more Hellcats for each pack if you want. Or the Hellcats, by the way, are not vetted or elite, so you might want to bring a commander in with those just to make sure they hit and they fire reasonably well. They have got a rate of fire 7 already, which isn't too shabby. Accuracy of 6 as they stand. Or you can get 5 more of them in C. In C, their use might be waning a bit, mainly because of the poor armour on these things. You might be wanting to bring other things out apart from these in Phase C, I would suggest. And then also in C, you've got some more anti-tank weapons in case you feel that you need those. Moving on to the anti-air units. All GMs, all GMC things really. I won't go through these in too much detail. In A, you got the M16, MGMC, really high fire rate, range of 800 and 12.7mm guns, and you can also get the 100-point M15 CGMCs with 2 heavy machine guns and the cannon as well. Then in phase B, more of the M16s and more of the M15s, and then in B, and then in C, yet more of the M15. So that's really the anti-air tab. We've kind of seen these vehicles before, so I'm not going to go over them in detail. Let's move on to the artillery. First thing, mortars in phase A. We've got offboard in phase A. We've got quite some decent artillery for this, what is essentially an armoured division. Mortars are only 50 points, the 900-metre range, which is kind of okay. It's not really short like those 700-metre ones for the Brits. Not that long though, we prefer longer. But again, if you're okay with short-range mortars and you definitely want some mortars in phase A, you can take those. But we've also got the M21s, and these are probably the ones I'd go for personally. You only get one, but the range is again 1200. And they fire smoke, and they've got a of course they have. They've got a heavy machine gun. Of course they've got a heavy machine gun. Why wouldn't an American truck have a heavy machine gun? And then in phase A you can get some offboard as well. So this is unusual, I think, probably from an armoured division to have offboard artillery in phase A. It's also on a tank chassis, so it's got a gun. In fact, it's got a couple of 3 machine guns. So, and I always like, if I can, to get the offboard so that it's got some use after it's fired its 3 rounds off. So, and this has got the machine guns, so it can act as a very, very good support vehicle once it's fired its 3 rounds of offboard, or called in its 3 rounds of offboard. Then we've got these things. We've got the M7 HMCs. Now, I can't remember. I don't play the USA that much. I can't actually remember if these are USA are. I can't remember if these are in the game already. I think they are. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, they're kind of a longish range artillery piece. It's kind of fairly standard. The rate of fire is very slow though at 4. So whether I would bring these HMCs in, I'm not sure, with the 4 rate of fire, which is a bit slow. Then in phase B, we've also got these M12s. These are very, very powerful looking weapons. A new vehicle, a new weapon to the game, long-range artillery at last for the Allied divisions. 4,000 metre range and a hugely powerful gun. Very low rate of fire, but they're not going to get counter-batteried at that range unless you're up against the long-range, what they're called, FSKs I think they're called, which I think have a range of 4,000 something. Is it 200, 4,600, something like that? It might even just be 4,000. They might have standardized it so they're both firing at the same range. So we've actually got a really long range, awesome artillery piece. Comes in a tank division, but there they are. Amazing. And you can get one of them in phase B as well. And then if you wait till phase C, you can get 4 more of them. So you can have 5 of these things in total if you are really into that arty spamming, or you can just get another 2. And they are all at veteran as well. How much ammo do they hold? They really, just noticed they only actually hold 10 rounds. I imagine they do a huge amount of damage when they land. They're quite slow firing. I haven't tested these out at all yet. But 10 rounds, so you're going to need some supply to go with these things. But moving on to the air tab. First thing to have a look at, we've got some recon planes here. Now these are unusual, another new unit, in that they are a very fast recon. You know, you get the old Storches pottering around the map waiting to get shot down. These things are not going to wait to get shot down because they've got a top speed of 650 kilometers per hour. So they're going to be able to get away from pretty much every German plane, I really think. I mean, just the Fokkers can maybe chase them down, but I'm not sure if there's many decks or many battle groups with Fokkers in... Is it Fokker Wolves? Yeah, Fokker Wolves in phase A. So these things are going to be fairly resilient in Phase A unless the enemy decides to bring out a couple of fighters and sort of intercepts you while you're not kind of looking, I guess. Although it's a recon plane, so you should be looking. But yeah, nice recon plane. Something that I actually might use as a recon plane, but I just tend not to touch the Storches because they're just so vulnerable. I'd rather use the slots for something else personally. You can get 2 at regular or 1 at elite. Also in Phase A, we can get these B-26 B-10 Marauders. Yeah, they're kind of just bristling with machine guns. 5, 6, 7, 9 heavy machine guns. I guess these are going to be able to do damage to pretty much anything if you angle them right on the vehicle, or take down infantry, anti-tank guns. I'm not sure really. 120 points isn't mega expensive. I guess I'm guessing, and this is a guess, that they'll rearm relatively quickly because they haven't got a bomb loadout. They're all about the machine guns, but I'm not totally sure about that. It'd be nice in the stats actually if they told you how long it took to rearm some of these planes, because that is a factor when thinking about whether to put them in your battle group or not. And then we've got the lovely fighter, the Lightning. Really lovely looking plane. I just think it looks amazing. It's not the most effective fighter probably in the game. It's only 125 points. It's got a very good top speed of 650. Yeah, just a medium kind of decent interceptor. I suppose you'd call it more of an interceptor than a dogfighter, wouldn't you? And in Phase C, we've got the P-38, again Lightning bomber this time with the bombing loadout. We've also got some more Lightnings in Phase C, the fighters or interceptors if you want to call them interceptors, and then some more P-26B Marauders in Phase C. And that is pretty much it for the 4th Armoured Georges boys. So I'm just going to take a quick 1-minute break to get a drink, and then we'll probably move on. Let me just put in the comments whether you want me to do the German decks or whether you want me to actually play a game, because I've got time, I think, probably to do maybe one more deck. In fact, what I think I'm going to do next, just to let you know, if you want to carry on watching, I'm going to quickly make and I'll do it on stream, a British deck, and we're going to have a look at the new game mode, because I've got time to do that. And then tomorrow night at the same time, I'm going to stream and show you the German units, and we'll play another game with one of the German divisions. So for the rest of tonight, I'm going to make a quick deck with the Brits and show the Brits in the new game mode. So just give me a minute while I just get myself a drink, and then we'll crack on. Okay, I'm back and I've just found out, I've just checked the stream and I can see there's a shitload of comments, so I apologise, I couldn't even see the comments earlier. Anyway, I'll have a look, I'll have a quick look at them, just bear with me for 30 seconds. Okay, so thanks for the comments. Yeah, Fusel, yeah, is it a single shot barrage? I'm sure you're on about that artillery piece. Yeah, thanks for that. Hello Everett, nice to see you again, hear from you again. M18 is cancer, yeah, okay. Basler, hi Basler. And to Lars, what I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm going to show off the, I'm going to show the German decks tomorrow at the same time, 9 o'clock UK time. So if you want to check out the German decks, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that tomorrow. And have a game with the Germans. But today we're going to make ourselves a very quick British deck. If you've got any comments about what I do think I should put in the British deck, just put them in the comments. I can see the comments now, and I will do my best to keep reading the comments, although I find it hard enough to commentate and play anyway without having to commentate, play, read Twitch and read and read YouTube all at the same time. And play against the AI. I probably won't put the AI on hard or anything. We'll see how it goes, see how I feel. But let's get out of this, and we'll make ourselves. I'm just going to call them the SAS. It's kind of what they evolved into, so we'll call them the SAS. All right. So let's go through this reasonably rapidly, because I don't want to bore you to tears. We'll take some Scout 30 AUTs. Are there any in? They come in the Humber, but they are 60 points, aren't they? It's always useful to have a vehicle to take the ground, isn't it? You know what? I'll put all three up. I might get rid of one of those. I want to try out those new trucks as well. Infantry-wise, we're going to go for a commando leader. We're going to definitely go for those Marines. Where are they? Royal Commando Marines in Phase B. I'm actually going to take 2 sets of those. They just look really good with the AT weapon as well. What else? Commando 6s. They're the ones with the far on the move. Yeah, we'll take some of those far on the move. We'll have to check those out maybe. Definitely want some Vickers in Phase B. And of course the infantry are our strength, so we need to work around these infantry. What else should I get? What haven't I got? Have I got these Marines yet? I don't think I've got any of these. Now there is something I've noticed actually, and I think it's the Marines are 25 points. They're an 11-man squad. The Commando 6s are a 6-man squad. I think it's because they're 40 points. Why are they so expensive? Is it just because of the? Is it just because they've got the far on the move Garans? I guess. Can't think of any other reason. Anyway, we'll take those tanks. I'm going to take a couple of Sherman DDs just in case. They are a good Phase A tank, I think. So we'll take a couple of those. And by the way, if you are wondering, yeah, I do play a lot of 10v10s. I don't play so much 2v2s and 1v1s. I play a lot of 3v3s and 4v4s as well, so I'm kind of used to playing a little bit more of a spammy deck. So I don't know how we're going to get on with this one, I'm sure. Definitely going to go for the 2 Centaurs, the elite ones. We'll come back for supply if we can afford it. I'm not going to take anything. Oh, take some. Yeah, we need some commanders, don't we? We better take some dingoes for command. I'm just going to quickly flip to the artillery section, get some long-range mortars. And definitely that off-board, the Morris. And shall I get some 25-pounders? We'll come back to that. Let's get the important stuff first. Anti-tank. We're going to have to get these because we just haven't got hardly any anti-tank. So we're going to have to get those Commando tank busters. They are the double Piat ones, aren't they? Yeah, double Piats. I'm wondering whether to get all 8 of those, you know. Definitely taking the Wolverines in Phase C. We'll leave it at that for now. We are going to run out of points. Now, the AA could take Let's do the air first. Let's check out. So we're going to try one of these. Hang on. We're definitely taking a sea fire in phase A. Fighter reconnaissance plane. And I think I'm going to go for the Hellcat. No, actually, we've got so much we can bring out in phase A. Do we want to go for a Hellcat? Should we go for the 2 bombers instead? I hardly ever use these bombers. We've got a fighter to help it out if need be. They are cheaper, aren't they? £200 point plane in phase A is a bit. We'll go for the 2 bombers. See how that goes. What else? Hold on a second. There we go. Good. Yes, what else? Shall I take... Do you know what? I am going to take that Hellcat as well. I'm loading up in phase A too much, I think. If I get them, let's get them in B, because it's going to be required when the tanks start rolling up, so we'll put them in B. We'll take some... any suggestions, guys? Got 14 points to spend. I'm going to take some 25-pounders and some Duckwers as well. In fact, I'll just get a Duckwer in. No, I've got enough stuff in A. To be honest, in A, if we've got... there's only 2 mortars, isn't there? I was going to say we could just bring them... Yeah. I think we'll need... Okay, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave the recon at 3. We'll get some more infantry. We'll get some... In case we need some cheap spammy units towards the end of the game, we'll get those Brens. We'll get some more Vickers heavy machine guns. And... we're really lacking support vehicles, aren't we? We'll get the 11-man squad Marines. We'll get those. So we're going to have loads of infantry. So I'm going to have to pick a infantry map, I think. Okay, we've got... Go away. Should we get some 17-pounders as well? We might have trouble later on in game against the tanks. We need some more anti-tank. Yeah, we'll get the 17-pounders. We'll fill up our artillery slot as well. I might get a couple more mortars, actually. I'll tell you what, if I've got 4 mortars in the support tab, we'll be alright with Duckwers in C, because if we need more support, more mortars in A, we can just bring out another mortar, can't we? Instead of bringing out a supply vehicle. Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense or not, but that's what I'm going to do. I haven't got any anti-air yet, have I? Let's just take 1 of each of those. We've got 4 slots left. We've got loads of air tabs. Should we spend the rest on air? Let's have a look. So we've got some rocket planes, we've got some bombers, we've got some fighters. Let's get some proper fighters. We can probably load out in phase C with planes, actually, because that's when we've not got a lot to spend our points on. So let's get 2 of these rocket planes. I know we're just gonna have trouble with tanks later on in the game. And then shall I get some Hellcats? We'll have a look at those. And that's it, or shall we get some more? Get a couple of those Hellcats, the cheaper ones. That's our 34. So recon, infantry's full, tanks. Actually, let's get rid of those phase B Hellcats and get ourselves. I could go for the armoured Churchills. Let's go for the armoured Churchills in C. Okay, it's a bit of a rush deck, but that's going to be it. Let's save that. Call it the SAS. So what we're going to do now, we're going to have a look at the new game mode, I think. Back. Solo, skirmish. So closer combat mode is what it's called, and you can see it's in the game mode tab. So you've now got destruction mode, conquest mode, and closer combat mode as well. We'll leave the settings at standard: 500 points medium, 2,500 for a win, and for a 40-minute timer. 500 points start. We are going to be playing the SAS. And any suggestions about who we play against? I mean, we could play against the 12 SS Panzers, but that means we're going to be up against a lot of Panzers with a lot of infantry and not much anti-tank. Any ideas? I'll give you a minute to decide because I know this stream is slightly delayed. So yes, Nikki, I've got a rocket plane, anti-tank in A. 9th Panzers, you reckon? I don't even know if I've got that. Oh no, we can't do the 9th Panzers yet. I haven't got a 9th Panzer deck. So I tell you what, we'll just go. What about the Luftwaffe? They're kind of fairly balanced, aren't they? 17th SS or Panzer Grenadiers. It's going to be either Luftwaffe or Panzer Grenadiers. What do you reckon? Luftwaffe or Panzer Grenadiers? I'll give you 1 minute for your comments. Luftwaffe or Panzer Grenadiers? Do you know what? I've decided I'm going to just do a random. So I'm going to turn it to X1 and then I'm going to do a random, and that's going to be what we're going to fight against. Random. Oh God, 21st Panzers. Okay, well at least you get to see the King Tigers if you've never played the game before, hopefully, if we get to phase C, okay? And it'll also give me a chance in phase A to push up, and also give me a chance in phase B to use that rocket artillery until we're completely overwhelmed in phase C. Now, I am going to leave the AI on medium. You might think that I'm being a bit of a cheapskate by doing that, but I want to be able to zoom in so that we can have a look at the units in action, have a look at them firing, and not concentrate too much on trying not to look like an arse playing against the AI. Medium's fairly good as well. I just hope I don't lose now I've put it on medium. So, which map is next? I mean, I think St. Mare Église Duelist is a fair map. There's some open areas to the side, and then there's the big town in the centre. I think that might be a reasonable map to have. I think we'll go for that. Let's launch away. Okay. So here we are, and this is how the map looks. So you can deploy your units right up to here for the Allies, and right up to here for the Axis. So you can see you're almost in the central town even before you start. So let's start deploying then. Now, I'm a bit worried about using... I know I'm going to lose this game, oh my god. I'm actually quite nervous doing this as a live stream rather than doing it as a video. I don't know why. It's all a bit odd. Right, what should we do? What should we go with? Where's our... So all they're going to have at the start are going to be really their recon and stuff, isn't it? So... I'm wondering whether to put a couple of tank busters hidden in case they can make a little bit of a run down the road. So we put a tank buster there. Now the problem with these is they can't take ground, so you're going to have to put something else with them. Put one right up there. Something with them to make sure the ground's taken. So what's our cheapest unit? Well, actually, if we put some Marines up there, we might be able to walk them forward into one of these buildings at the start. So let's do that. And we'll move them forward into the building, and we'll just let them unload there. Okay. Should we put them in the building? No, we'll leave them just in the trees there by the road. And we're going to need some infantry, which will just kind of plonk behind them. I find with the AI, they tend to swamp you early on, and you've just got to hold them for the first like 10 minutes, and then hopefully you can push them back. But what you mustn't do is lose all your units in the first 10 minutes, of course. So we'll see how it goes. So we'll have them there, and then the rest of our units will kind of concentrate on trying to take the town. So let's see. Well, we're going to have to send the Marines in, aren't we? I'm wondering whether to get a Centaur. The trouble is this road isn't straight or anything. What about up? Can they see up this road? Not really. A little bit. If you position them just right, they can fire. In fact, I'm going to get a Centaur out because they are an awesome unit for Phase A, and we'll just kind of plonk it just so that it can shoot up that road just there. And we'll move these infantry up to there, and we'll get some more of these guys. Move them into the town, and we'll probably want a leader, and if he can cover all three of these units, that would be handy. So we'll plonk him just in this, on the edge of the town, just there. We've got 190 points left. Let's have a look. Hang on a second. Right. Should we bring out a recon plane? We don't really need a recon. I want to see the recon plane, and I'm sure you all want to see the recon plane, but I'd probably be better advised to get a Wildcat, to be honest. I mean, or even a DD to take on those recon units they're going to probably send forward. Or I could hold points just to see what they do bring out. I'll bring one mortar. We'll stick that just behind the trees here. What else? I'm going to hold on to points, so we can always bring out a DD on one of the flanks if they're pushing one of our flanks, and if they bring, the AI rarely brings out aircraft until you do, so I'm tempted just to have a look at these Wildcats. They look pretty nice. So let's launch anyway and see what happens. Okay. Maybe I should push up a bit. Oh, they do have the jeeps. Oh, shit. I'm going to move up, actually. Let's move up. We can put this machine gun... Holy crap! Oh, I didn't expect that. Yeah, I'm not sure. Is it going to be able to make it into the building? Okay, we're going to get the bomber. Oh, we can't. Okay, we're going to get the bomber in a minute. Going to bring him over to the side. Right. Okay. Them Germans have got a +1. Let's move our infantry up a little bit into the town. Don't want to get in line of sight of these guys though. Let's bring our Centaur across. So we need probably maybe a DD up on the left. Oh, come on. Come on. Nice, 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 nice. Get out of there. Okay, now if we can finish this guy off over here, actually. Oh, we're being gunned by this thing. Let's pull you back. Right, let's bring out a Sherman. Okay. Good, good, good. Pull back, pull back. Well, at least we're holding the town so far. We need to kill this thing. Right, what shall we bring out? We've got a DD going up the right. I'm tempted to bring another DD in, but I want to... Yeah, let's bring another DD in up the left. Our plane's ready to go. Actually, yeah, let's bomb this guy. Just see if we can get that ground back. Actually, no, change. Over to this side. Let's bomb these guys. Try and finish them off with our DD. Oh, there's a lot of stuff suddenly in the town. Let's bring more infantry up for the town. In fact, you can see already we've run out of infantry in A, almost. Right, we need to finish this guy off. Oh! Right, let's try. I need to finish this guy off here. Come on, DD. You can do it, my friend. I forgot all about my mortar, didn't I? So let's start mortaring over here. I'm glad I brought that DD in. Yes, come on, come on, come on. Chase it down, chase it down. Okay, we've got the DD moving up as well on the left. Let's just hold you there, my friend. And I'm actually going to bring another... Where is it? Some more Pt1s up on the right there. Oh. That is bad news. That is bad news. Come on. Oh, that was lucky. Oh, okay. Let's spread them around. Just keep them in there. Can you deal with this, DD, please? Is our plane ready? It is. Let's bomb here. Okay, let's change target. Let's bomb here. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. Right, I think it's time for another Wildcat. Keep that thing stunned. Maybe I can move a bit closer and get up its AP value a bit. Okay, let's keep that DD rolling forward with the willies. Actually, let's try and snipe that while we've got a chance. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Hurry up. Nice. Let's bring the Wildcat out again. I'm going to bring in some of these guys for the town. Okay, how far are we away from B? 2 minutes. Keep forgetting about my arty. I'm gonna bloody smoke that guy. No, I'm not. He just got knocked out. Okay. Sneak you forward a little bit. Okay, I'm going to bring out the off-board artillery as soon as B hits, just so that you guys can see that, because it is spectacular. So we'll check that out. Oh, an AT gun. Keep our DD rolling forward. I'm going to bring one of these. I'll tell you what, we'll bring out this little Morris. Check that out. Okay, let's bring the Wildcat back for this tank. We'll send one over to this side. Something died. Okay, phase B. Let's bring on the off-board. Let's just check this out first. Okay. Not sure there's a big bunch to off-board, but let's bring it up anyway. And let's just concentrate on the air, I think, because the AI is not putting up too much of a fight. We can start bringing out these Hellcats, just in readiness for all their tanks, and here come some straight away. It's just a Panzer 35. Let's go for this pack. I want to bring another recon up for the front of the town, I think. And let's bring another Pt1 team in. Oh, when we can afford it. Looks like our Pt1's going down on this side. In fact, we haven't got a lot on this side. Let's bring some Royal Marines up on the left. And another Pt1 team for the town. Keep moving forward. I haven't seen any of their big tanks yet. Let's bring in a Wildcat. Oh, don't lose. Careful, don't want to lose my offboard. Holy crap. Okay, let's bring this offboard up. Oh, he took out that tank. Nice. I do need some recon up front there. Oh, very nice. This DD is doing some work on the left. Right, there's some good shots for our offboard. So let's get the offboard going. So here's the offboard, and just check this out. Yeah, check that out. Actually, we need to go a bit further forward. Okay. Check out that. My God. Imagine 2 players working, or even 3 working together, how much area they could cover. So it's going to go off in 34 seconds. So let's move our infantry up. Just try to hold them in that position. We'll pull our Pt1s back. Is this the ones with the Garans that can fire on the move? I think they are. I'll bring our machine gunner over to this side. Where's that? There's our Centaur. Oh, nice! What was that? That was only a little one. 6 seconds. Oh, I tell you what, quickly, quickly, quickly. Air. We'll bring out the recon plane. And there it goes. What a beautiful sight. Lost our DD. There's an AT gun there. Just pull that back for a second. Look at that. And it just goes on and on and on. Where's my recon plane? Come on. Sorry about that. Look at that. That is amazing. It just doesn't stop. There's the recon plane, so we can check out some of their units. What's happening to them? Might as well bring our Wildcats in to finish the job. So that's it. That's the offboard. Pretty decent, eh? And then if you haven't finished the job, well, you can just drop another. Okay, let's finish this game off with rocket planes. Oh, hold on. Have you noticed? You get 1 shot with it. Okay, guys, this is different. My Morris LRP OP is out of ammo after 1 shot, so you don't get 3 rounds with your offboard. You get 1 round for 2. No wonder it's so devastating. You get 1 round. 1 round. What do you think of that? The release date of this DLC is the Thursday, whatever date that is. Thursday. What day is it today? Monday, Tuesday, 1920. That's the 21st. Yeah. So that's something I've learned. You get 1 round. Okay, well, let's continue the battle anyway. Let's get another DD. Let's finish this game off. Well, we can. Oh, did we get both our DDs out? Okay. Let's concentrate back on the game. Stop faffing around because the big tanks are starting to come out now. Let's get another Hellcat. I'm going to just... Oh, shit. Let's try and take down that recon. Oh, shit, everything's disappearing. Come back, come back. Yeah, let's concentrate on the game now. Faffing around with that artillery. Let's finish that off. Okay, now that is... You need to finish that off, my friend, or it's going to kill you. There we go. Nice. So we've got good control of the town. Let's send some more infantry into the town just to make sure get some AT gunners in there. Just to make sure we can hold on to that. This guy needs to go, so we'll send a Wildcat over for him. We need to finish off that infantry just so that we can get our Centaur into cover because their tanks will be approaching, and we need probably some more recon up the front somewhere. Let's get this Pt1 up towards the front of the town as well. Okay, so we can pull this thing back now. Finish off that bloody Panzer Grenadiers. Okay, here we go. Here they come. Right, let's just bring our Centaur back a bit. Okay, let's take a pop at this tank, see if we can push it back. Whoa, 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 whoa. Shit. Okay. Let's bring these Royal Marines forward. Let's bring... Unload you. Pull you back if I can before you die. Unload here, put them on the edge of the town. All these commandos here. Shit, 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 shit. Okay, let's have a bit of a bombing run over here. Now a recon plane can come back out. We'll strafe this guy. Okay, we're still on a +1. Right, let's get some heavier bombers. Oh, we can't go the Hellcats till C. It's only 30 seconds. We'll get our big bombers just so that we can try and keep hold of the town. Right. Oh, God. Come on, come on, come on. Oh shit, there's loads of stuff over here. Let's get some more no, let's get a Hellcat and then the rest we'll spend on infantry for the town, get some more Marines for the town. Oh, got some flamers. Oh, he's coming around the other side. Oh shit, there's an AT gun up there. Come on, take it out. Oh, you bugger. Shit. Now we're in trouble. Divert these across there. Let's bring a Wolverine out over here. Try and keep hold of the town if we can. Try and push that. Might even kill that Marder actually if we're lucky. Get a recon out on the left. Unload our infantry. Okay, yeah, the Marder's dead, so that's good. We'll leave the infantry there. We need to push back on this left side. What's that? Is that? Yeah, we need to bomb that. Right, Hellcat's ready. Let's just bomb just here. And we'll bomb this guy with our Wildcat. Oh, I didn't even stun it up. Let's bring our Churchill over to the right. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, oh, that's really bad news. Shit. Okay. Don't panic. Right, I've got to concentrate on this left side, I think. Can we spread to the left of the town? Right, we need to take this tank down. Come on, stun it, stun it, stun it. Right, let's bring heavy machine gun in. Okay, we've pushed out to this side of the town. Oh, there's Piet. Come on, take down the Marder. Nice! Does that tank go down? Okay, back on 0-0. Let's bring some more Piats. Just make sure we keep this town. Let's bring some more Piats. 80 Piats for the town. Just make sure they can't bring up too many armoured vehicles, and we'll just dump a load more infantry in the town. Let's dump a load of cheap Brens in the town. There's maybe a leader. Just in case. No, this one leader's okay, I think. Yeah. Okay, so that tank must have gone down. Didn't see it die, but it must have died. So we can now maybe push back on this side. If I can bring out... Should I bring out a Churchill? They're pretty damn robust. Let's push a Churchill up on the left. That Brumbar's still being a pain in the ass. Wildcat these guys here and here. Right, let's get this guy forward a little bit. Nice. We'll bring our AT gun up as far as we can as well. Infantry coming into town. Excuse me. Yes, black, I saw that. Yep, brilliant. Right, there's a load of stuff here. What's he shooting at? Let's pull you back a little bit. Now my Centaur's still alive, but it hasn't got any ammo left, so let's just pull that back behind the town. I might actually... Oh, Panzerdivision, is it? Not sure what that is. Or is that another Marder? Oh, it's another Brumbar. Okay. We'll Hellcat that. We'll fly out, recon plane. In fact, we'll strafe that AT gun. Yeah, that's looking a bit dodgy here. I'm going to bring another Churchill up for that side. There's a little Panzer 35 over there. Let's keep walking up. Ow. Right, let's Hellcat these guys here. These Wildcats seem to rearm pretty quickly. I need these stunned. Oh, nice. Okay, we're on a +1. I'm going to push these AT guns up to here if I dare, and we'll move these Brens to the corner. And we'll move this. Oh no, whoa. Church is on the way. Let's bring some supply for this Centaur, and I'm actually going to bring another Centaur out as well. And we'll bring an AT gun for the right hand side. And a Wolverine. Oh, stupid. Oh, they're bringing some planes out at last. I'm going to try to... Let's take these guys out. Stun these guys back. Let's bring out our sea fire. Let's try and take control of this little compound. AT gun over there. Yeah, they're rearming really fast, those Wildcats. Oh, whoa, no ammo at all. He's been hit and lost all his ammo. Let's move you just behind this AT gun. Just stay behind this AT gun. A lot of infantry moving in. Let's bring some heavy machine guns out for that right side, I think. We haven't got any heavy machine guns left. It's a couple of Brens then. And another Wolverine. So guys, what do you think of the SAS so far? Let me know. See if we can spot anything over this. And move those up. Let's try and move these Marines forward again. No, they're still there. Those shit, everything's still there. Hellcat, take that AT gun down. I'm not worried too much about these infantry over here for the moment. I'm worried about these tanks coming down the road. See if we can sneak forward with our AT gun. In fact, if I send the Centaur across to this left side with these guys, they should be able to fend off these last remaining infantry. Let's get some more aircraft out. Okay, let's have a bombing run over here. Those Wildcats. I'm loving the Wildcats. Mind you, they might not be quite so good against human players who will probably gun them down with AA. Okay, anyway, these guys have arrived. Stop concentrating again. So we'll move these guys up. And we've got our Centaur coming round the... Actually, I should have put him through the centre there, but never mind. Move our Wolverine. They've got the 50 cal to help out. Move our Centaur in there. Just need to finish these. Once these infantry are gone, we can push right back over this open ground. What did I lose there? Okay, let's just hold ourselves here. Let's get in there. We'll move these guys forward. Try and offer him a bit of commander support. In fact, let's move these up. If I can just clear these AT guns from the right our Hellcat's ready. Let's, where should we plant the Hellcat? Is that a Conix Tiger I spy? A Conix Tiger? Really? Okay. I love Conix Tigers. In there a sec. Yes, Blackbeard is looking good, isn't it? Oh, come on. Come on, Mr. Conix Tiger. Oh, he's in range. Should I wait till... Wait, hold on. I want him to load up as well. In fact... Oh, come on. Joking. Well, he's stuck there now. I might kill my own infantry with these bombs. Oh, they surrendered. Shit. That was funny. Let's bring this these guys across. He's had it because his engine's destroyed. Okay, anyway, we've got a nice position now on this left-hand side. They're not going to get through there now. Left, we've pushed back the infantry, so I think we can push up on this side a little bit. We'll move our Wolverine around that side with our Centaur. AT guns up there with our Churchill acting as commander. We can bring our Wolverine up to support. That Brumbar doesn't want to die, does it? Let's give it another hit with the Hellcat. Still alive. Oh, I think the left flank. Yeah, they're left. They're wide open. Yeah, I know. I'm not taking the game too seriously. I've only put it on medium as well, so it's not going to be difficult. Is this going to be in range? It should be. Come on! I want to see a Conix Tiger die in side armor. You're joking. Here we go. Yay! About bloody time. Okay. Oh, they've got an 88mm out. Let's keep you back over. Let's put you right over in that corner. What should we kill? Should we try? No, the one's going to get stunned. The other one's going to be... Oh no, he's stunned. Let's go for it. Oh, it's our Centaur. Nice. And our Wolverine as well. 2 Centaurs and a Wolverine. Okay, it's down. Nice. Let's move up. Have we got any recon over here? We haven't. Let's bring out one of those little Morrises. What does I move out? Move out. Just move this forward over to here. Let's try and clear the town, I think. These double Pt1s are good though. I mean, they didn't manage to kill it straight away. It took 2 of them, and they are double firing their Pt1s. So, come on, fire, 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 fire. Okay, did that kill it? I'm not sure. Let's drop a Hellcat. I don't know. Have we got any more? We can bring another Hellcat. Bring another 2 Hellcats. Right, we've got triple Hellcat attack now ready. For any big tanks. And there is a big tank. Okay. Oh shit. Let's evac them a minute. Let's send in a bomber. There's our recon about to go across there. That's 1 tank down. Oops. Should we push up on this side as it's open? Let's push up on this side. Why the hell not? There's plenty of cover as well, isn't there? Yeah. Two and a half minutes to go. I haven't tried the fighters yet, have we? That's about the only thing we haven't tried yet. Let's send one of these guys out. Hopefully we can shoot down an aircraft. No, hold on, I'm just going to evac it because they probably won't bring out a fighter while we've got a... They probably won't bring out a plane while we've got a fighter going around. What is that? A Butte Sherman. We need to get close with our Wolverine. See if we can snipe that. I'm going to put the Centaur in front, actually. He might take it out before my Hellcat gets there. Oh, he's well stunned now. You have to wait till Thursday. It's out on Thursday. Nice. Did we kill this tank over here? There it is. Youch! I'm being a bit cavalier now because it's so near the end of the game. I'm not really that bothered anymore, so let's just do what we can do. There's an AT gun that needs to be taken down. AA gun there. We'll bring out our fighter just for the hell of it. 2 Wildcats and it's the end of the game. Okay, let's have a quick look. We obviously, it was only on medium AI, so we're always kind of going to win. You can have a look at the kills if you want. Centaurs did a good job. Of course, it's going to be a lot different against human players and AI, but you can have a quick look anyway. There's the Commando Tank Busters, the double Pt1s did a nice job. 17-pounder as well, did a nice job as always. There's the other Centaur. I quite like the look of these Commando Royal Marines as well. Losses, what did we lose? What big did we lose? We didn't lose anything, any of the newer units. We lost a Wolverine, that was to the Panzer IV-G. The Panzer IV-G took out quite a lot, but still didn't pay itself off, I don't think. So that's it. Yes, that is the allies for the new DLC. Have a quick check of the comments. Okay, so tomorrow, guys, I'm going to... Hold on, just check out Twitch as well. Yeah, they do have a short rearm time. I might use them more as they can bring them out in Phase A Panzer. So I'm going to do tomorrow, same time, 9 o'clock, we're going to do the 2-axis decks, or I'm going to do the 2-axis decks and do a gameplay against the AI. Maybe try and put it on hard this time rather than just on medium, to make it a little bit more competitive. But I'd like to thank you all very much for coming along and supporting and watching the stream. It just makes it a lot better when you've got a few people watching. And yeah, it's been great. So thanks very much, guys. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see Steel Division and Wargame Red Dragon. And I'm going to be playing a bit of Sudden Strike 4 quite soon. Got that game about a month ago. Haven't played it yet, so I need to get on and play that as well. So yeah, please do subscribe, and hopefully I'll see a few of you tomorrow. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.